us on Instagram at KBLA 1580.
Follow the leader.
Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Many girls on hold for you to be so bold. Too many on my team for you to act so mean. You say you wanna go and have fun, but you ain't the only one.
Real talk.
If I ring, don't let it ring too long, or I'm gone. I got Alicia waiting, Aisha waiting, all the issues waiting on me. So why you contemplating, player hating, if this is how it's gonna be? I'm calling on my love list, cause I can't get a hold of you. Since you ain't thinking of me, oh, look what you're making me do. To fly, to be on standby, sending me straight to voicemail. Sugar, what the hell? Oh, you ought to be ashamed, playing these childish games. I don't get down like that. Tell me where you at, hit me back. I got Alicia waiting, Aisha
You are
waiting.
checking out the Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk
waiting.
1580. I'm ashamed to say, I don't know who that is. Who is that?
Is it Bruno Mars?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or is it
It's Bruno.
is Bruno, or is it their group?
What's the name of that group? Ashy Classy? What's the name of that group or something?
What?
That group?
Name of the group is Silk Sonic.
Silk Sonic.
This
that's-
was Bruno Mars off of the 24K Magic album.
That
Bruno
song
Mars
is
is-
fire.
Classic
Bruno Mars is fire.
album.
Okay, stop it.
Classic
Slow down.
album.
Bruno Mars ain't got no classic album. Stop it. Slow
24K Magic.
Slow down.
Classic.
Slow down.
No skips.
That culture vulture. Really? That culture vulture.
Is he doing black music?
Ooh. Ooh.
Wow.
And he just reset the conversation. We're talking about Lizzo tonight, and Lizzo has a documentary out on HBO Max right now, and she makes the statement, and also during an interview on the Howard Stern show, that black people are giving her a hard time, saying that she makes music for white people. So the conversation tonight is about what is the black experience and what is black music, and is a black woman that is singing music that is funky and hip-hop and R&B, shouldn't that automatically qualify that as being black music? But black people say no. So what is the sound that black people are identifying in her music saying that's for white people? What is it?
It is. I think. I want to say it. I'm going back to the genre, not necessarily because I would have said like the instrumentation of it, right? She uses a lot of instruments and different things like that, but it's not the instruments you use, it's the way you play the instrument that determines what the genre is, right? So you can have like the same so say for instance a blues player or a blues singer or a jazz musician, and they're playing the harmonic or the tuba or the give me an instrument.
No one make eye contact with this woman that's been in music for all this time. And she talk about a harmonica.
I'm just saying, you in the blues, right?
It could be a trumpet, it could be a saxophone, it could be
great,
a trombone, it could be
let's take a trumpet, right? A trumpet is gonna sound differently.
What's up, baby?
That blues, but first of all, blues singers,
Real talk.
or musicians would be using harmonicas.
Real talk.
Thank you very much.
You ever seen Stevie Wonder on one? Monster.
Yes,
But go ahead.
yes. But that's a great point. So a harmonica for a jazz or blues musician is going to sound different than a harmonica when Stevie Wonder uses it, right?
But when she first came out, what was the name of that song? Why Men Great? Is that Truth Hurts?
Yeah, it's
Can you play that? And play the first.
Truth Hurts, yeah.
Why men? But black women were all over that song.
Because she sort of rapped on the song a little bit.
So is it
fire?
Is that what made it black then? What changed from that song, which was huge with black people, especially black women?
It was what she was saying too. It was very, very. I think it had a lot to do with the message. In your face, it was very bold. It was that, but it was also the sound of it.
That DNA test line.
It's crazy.
Was everywhere.
It was everywhere. People wanted to use it everywhere all the time on their, Instagram, wherever people wanted to use it. So yeah, it hit home for a lot of women.
She got sued for that too, by the way. Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. I do remember.
Now you telling me this is black music?
Why men great till they gotta be great? Woo.
Can we turn it up?
I just took a DNA test, turns out I'm 100% that bitch. Even when I'm crying crazy, yeah, I got boy problems, that's the human in me. Bling bling, then I solve them, that's the goddess in me. You could've had a
Okay. I forgot about that part.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
So is it an energy thing?
It was energy, but look at that. What is that? An 808? No, what is that? What is that came in the beat drop?
I don't know.
Whatever that instrument is, that we consider to be hip hop.
Okay.
That type of beat is like hip hop.
Bass.
But bass. Okay, thank you. So like R&B, hip hop, that was the sound of it. But yeah, think about that. That kind of goes throughout the entire song that way. And then again, she's sort of rapping on this and she's in your face. So she does have a different sound now, I believe.
About Damn Time is a white song.
I don't connect with that song. I don't know if that it's a white song. It's just it's a pop song to me.
Yeah, you told me you never liked that song.
I don't like pops. Okay, I'm not necessarily a pop song girl unless it has an R&B vibe to it. Like I'll give you a great example. Britney Spears when she did Slave or the Slave.
I'm a slave.
I'm a slave.
Yeah, but that was
it was a pop song, but it had an R&B kind of like slant to it.
Pharrell produced that song though. That's it.
But this is what I'm saying. I don't like pop music unless it comes into the R&B genre.
It was a pop song because of the artist, though. Because throwing a black
Facts.
R&B
If Brandy
on
did that song, it's an R&B song.
It'd be an R&B song.
Facts.
Okay, so what are other like Justin Timberlake has a bunch of them that are considered pop, but they have an R&B slant to it. Justin Bieber has pop songs that have an R&B slant to it, or hip hop slant to it. And if you would say that if a black person did the song, yeah, it would be considered R&B or hip hop or whatever. Maybe that's why I like it, because I like that kind of music. There are some pop songs that are strictly pop songs that I like. Not many of them though.
What about Hit Me Baby One More Time?
Not my song.
Pop song?
Pop song. Definitely pop.
Now, you guys know TLC was offered that song. They turned it down. If TLC had done that song, is it still a pop song?
I think it's still pop. I felt like it still would have been pop.
Is this whole thing about race? It seems like the whole thing is about race.
I don't feel like it's about race. I feel like it's about genre. I stand on that. I don't think that it's about race. It's completely about genre to me.
The reason I'm concerned is because it seems like white people are taking over a whole lot of our genres. You mentioned Justin Bieber. What's that song that he had with Giveon and
yeah,
the Peaches song?
Peach or
yeah, I think it's Peaches. That song is heat.
Yeah.
If you didn't know that was Justin Bieber, you'd be like, that is a bomb R&B song.
Yeah, I'll give you.
But
yes.
Bieber's on it. It's a pop song.
It's a pop song.
So how is this not about race?
Maybe part of it is, but I'm just saying. We initially started talking about people making music for specific races.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I think that it's not about for certain races. I don't feel like certain songs are for certain races. I feel like it's a vibe, period, and whatever vibe that may be. There's a song I was listening to that I had no idea who the artist was, and I Shazammed it. This was just yesterday. And I Shazammed it. The song is called Toxic. And it's featuring Quavo from Migos. And the song is by this guy named Carson Looters or something like that. I Shazammed it, and when the thing came up, this white kid comes up on the thing, and I'm like, this sounds like a complete like R&B song to me, right? But it didn't matter to me that he was white. Like I wouldn't have liked the song any less had I known first that he was a white guy. I'd have been like, oh, this is cool.
Right.
But it's just music to me. So I'm making that point because you mentioned how a lot of white artists are getting into sort of our genre of music, but our genre of music. There's no doubt about it. It did come from R&B. It did come from blues, and it just sort of evolved. It is hip hop, but I also still believe that you don't have to be relegated to that if you want to be an artist and speak to us as people. I think you can do all kinds of music. Think about Lizzo, who plays this instrument. Who I think her father had given her the flute.
Yeah,
and you grow up playing the flute. The flute is not a black thing,
not in the slightest,
right? It's not a black thing, but you take it and you start, collaborating with different producers and coming up with different sounds and learning about, instrumentation in school. I mean, that is an inspiring thing. And you make songs, and just because it sounds a certain way, that means you're making it for white people. Like, that's insane to me.
Is playing a flute in school part of the black experience?
But what's the black?
That's what I'm saying.
It has to be, because in black schools, predominantly black schools, like you have marching bands where they play all the instruments in the marching bands. So playing the flute or any other instrument, I played the violin. You know what I mean? Like, is that part of the black experience? Probably, yeah. Because if you have that opportunity to play an instrument, you probably will.
Right.
You probably choose to. Black or white, doesn't matter.
This conversation is so interesting.
It was part of my experience.
What'd you play?
The flute.
Did you?
Oh, the flute.
I stopped playing in high school because it wasn't cool. And I look back like I should have stayed with it.
That, I swear to God, that is my story verbatim. I played trombone all the way until I got into 9th grade in high school. And I was too cute. Real talk, Jerry Curl. I was too cute. Couldn't be walking around with a trombone case. Put that thing away. Biggest mistake of my life. Biggest mistake of my life. If it's any young people listening right now, don't let your friends drag you into any direction. And don't let girls, fellas, don't let girls do it either. Because who knows what I could have done? How many people do you know that play trombone? Do you know anybody?
I don't know anybody. I'll say this though. I'm reading or listening to rather a very, very, very interesting book called The Element by Ken Robinson. And it talks about finding the thing that you love, what you're passionate about, finding the thing that you love, that you're passionate about, and that you're good at, and then finding the thing that you love, you're passionate about, and people will pay you for.
That's real talk.
That is the element, right? And he talks about, I'm at the very beginning, but he also talks about different stories of talking to different people who have come to do great things in life based on something that they naturally loved when they were younger, and that it worked out for them. The creator of Simpsons, who was always drawing in class and just... Yeah, and not allowing people to deter them from the thing that they were passionate about. And so that reminds me of kids in school who would play instruments, and you love it, and you have a natural gift for it, and maybe you're passionate about it, but unfortunately we have these peer pressures or or what we perceive to be a peer pressure or what is uncool or something like that from other students, and we stop doing it. We put it away when in fact you could have been a great at what you do. There's very quickly a gentleman named Lee England who is the most incredible violinist I've ever seen. And he's one of the guys who will go around and play like hip hop songs or whatever songs that are on the radio on the violin.
Nice.
And so he's hired at all kinds. He's actually signed to Quincy Jones. And so Quincy Jones had put on an entire performance for him at, it's in Santa Monica. There's a theater out there. Everyone came and watched this guy put on an entire concert with the violin. And so he didn't let his love or his gift for playing an instrument deter him when he was in school, and he's created a career out of it for himself. So, I mean, I think it's just so important that you stick to what you love, because you never know where it could take you and what you'll end up doing with it.
But as you and I both know, that peer pressure is a crazy thing. In social media, you now have to multiply it times 100.
Yep. 100%.
You get picked on all the time, and I was getting picked on a little bit. Come out of junior high school, I am part of the honor band with my trombone. So you show up 9th grade, like I said, I was cute. Keep it real with you. I was getting cute. I was going through puberty. You know what I'm saying? I was doing all right. But the brothers in my neighborhood, I'm in school with them now. Older guys in my neighborhood, man, what you carrying that horn around for? What are you doing? And you start feeling stupid. And I go, why am I carrying this thing? And you put it to the side. It happens every day in America with young brothers. That got natural talent to do something outside the box, but the people around you don't want to see you succeed because you doing something different, which makes them feel inferior. Did it to me and it worked.
That's such a trip and it's so unfortunate, and which is why we as parents need to really reinforce that with our kids. That needs to be one of the biggest conversations that we need to have in the household, which is really truly knowing yourself and being down for yourself and taking up for yourself, standing up for yourself when it comes to other people, and giving kids the permission. You know what I'm saying? To feel like you can say something, feel like our kids need to know how talented they are, how beautiful they are, how smart they are, and how big their voice is. Our kids need to know that in school, because if you deny them that, they'll run into the world where the world is trying to give them the opinion. The world is trying to put the word in their mouth, right? You can't do that, or you shouldn't do that, when in fact, no, because I grew up learning that I can and that I should and that I'm going to continue doing what I do. And so like that's such a touchy subject for me, because I'm so passionate about my kids doing whatever it is that they want. Literally, whatever it is that you want to do, I don't steer them in any one way. I identify what you're good at, and I'm like, you should try this. Let's get you into that.
Even if it's a white thing, per se.
I don't care if it's a white thing, because you're black.
Come on.
You get what I'm saying?
Make it a black thing.
You're going to make it a black thing.
1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. We talking Lizzo tonight, talk about the black experience. We're also going to have some Upon Further review clips, I think, because the phone call's starting to come in. Look at y'all. Danny Mo Show, KBLA. Stay there.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles.
Middays to nighttime.
Like George and Wheezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580, putting the spotlight on culture and community. The Rodney King Foundation works in the community to promote positive race relations and achieve social justice. The foundation provides advocacy, educational scholarships, and the powerful Walk in Love initiative. The Rodney King Foundation seeks a world of hope, tolerance, and social justice, where divisiveness has been overcome and all people live together peacefully and harmoniously. Executive Director, Founder Laura King is striving to enhance the community's self-esteem, health, social services, and social justice locally and worldwide. The foundation is dedicated to continuing the message of Laura's father, the great Rodney King, to promote peace and #Get Along. For more information, please visit rodneyking.org or call 626-541-2907. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580. Connecting you with services and solutions. Stop the violence. Increase the Peace Foundation is a non-profit community-based organization dedicated to fostering peace while mitigating violence in our society. Established in 1993, Stop the Violence, Increase the Peace has provided a wide variety of assistance to thousands of youth, families, and victims of violence over the past 3 decades, including intervention services, conflict and dispute resolution training, grief counseling, and victims advocacy. In addition, the foundation offers an array of classes focused on anger management, domestic violence, parenting, substance abuse, and more. To make a donation or to access services, call 323-445-8620. That's 323-445-8620 or visit www.increasethepeacefoundation.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
I can easily say this is one of my favorite topics we've ever had on this show because I don't think there's a right or wrong answer for it. I was just telling Robin, there's a person that we didn't bring up, and I should have put him in my 7 series. You brought up Flow Rider, which is a good one. Mm-hmm. Darius Rucker of Hootie and the Blowfish, too. Mm-hmm. Remember Darius Rucker? It's like this cat is in an alternative rock group in the, is that late 90s or early 2000s?
That was, yeah.
Early 2000s?
Early 2000 maybe?
Midnight? That ain't no mid. Is it back that far? Maybe. Darius Rucker got hell for being a black lead singer on an alternative rock band. But they sold millions of albums, right? Then he had the audacity to break out of that group and start a country music career. It's like, what the? A successful one, too.
Yeah.
Is that the black experience?
It's probably not the traditional black experience, but still a black experience for him.
Is his country music that he made black music? Because you know we started that genre.
Again, I can't say black music, white music. I can't do that. I literally can't. I think it's such a simple-minded conversation. I think it's I think it's so narrow to say black or white music. I truly believe that from the bottom of my heart. It's a very narrow conversation. I think it has to boil down to genre. So if that makes me, weird.
Bougie is what it makes you play.
You want to call me something so bad. But no, that is literally what that is to me.
Okay. Speaking of simple-minded, let's go to the phones. Emraj on the phone.
Just stop doing that.
Emraj, I'm playing with you. Emraj, give me your height, your color, and your hood. You know how we do. Come on.
5'10", bringing in 2023, drinking cold duck black.
Wow.
Gardena, California.
Gardena, checking in. Drop that. Come on. Yeah, man.
What's up, y'all, man? Happy New Year to everybody. Hope everybody had a great holiday.
Nice.
Happy New Year.
We did. Same to you.
Make it better than last year. But last year was okay, But I just wanted to say, man, hey, I love it. Like I said, I love the conversation y'all bringing up. But one person you left out that I was going to say was Lenny Kravitz.
That's
Lenny Kravitz.
Good one.
Lenny Kravitz comes out playing the guitar, doing everything. Black people like it, but more white people are into it. Yeah, he got a black drummer in his band, a girl, and then most of his people are black, but yet his music is not for black folks.
Yeah, but I honestly think that black people were rocking with Lenny Kravitz because the black women love some Lenny Kravitz, man.
They love them dreads. They love them dreads.
Man.
Yeah, but like I was telling Andy, man, Prince exemplifies how you can't put a label on somebody's music because you can say Prince is pop, but then again, he has R&B and he does some rock too. And I say the same thing about your girl Janet Jackson.
Hey, watch out!
When she did Black Cat,
watch out!
Everybody was like, "What is this?"
You better keep her name out your mouth right now. You better watch out. Well, you having a happy New Year so far. Don't let that come short.
But we love Janet though. We love Janet, so we're like, okay. And I like Black Cat, but it's not the typical black music that you know what I'm saying.
For the record, I hate that song. I think Black Cat is terrible. That's just not my thing.
I loved Black Cat.
I like Black Cat.
But
I
put Janet in the same category as Michael. Like they were making soulful music that was made for white people.
Okay, but yeah, like I said, Prince best exemplifies that to me. But I also throw Sade in there. Sade did her own type of music, but white people catered to her. She didn't change. White people elevated her up like you still gonna do, your thing. So they came to her.
I want to go back to Prince for a second. That is an interesting case study because he's biracial.
Yep.
Played rock guitar.
Yep.
But his early stuff was very funk, R&B driven.
Yeah.
Right.
And
exotic. It was exotic. Yeah.
There's a good word. Exotic. Then 1999. Then Purple Rain.
Right.
Is he catering to a white audience when he's playing Purple Rain on stage? Is that black music?
So.
Or is that white music?
I think it's everybody. It's everything music. You can't label it. You can't label Purple Rain.
Some would say the inclusion of rock guitar makes it white music automatically.
I don't think so. What about Rick James? Rick James, are you telling me he's not black? Are you telling me he's not? It's funk, but that guitar stood out though, man. You know, and he got that from Jimi Hendrix, who we know.
There's another one right there, Jimi Hendrix. We could do this all night.
Yeah.
You can do this all night, man. Slide the Family Stone.
Oh, come on. Imran, you on fire right now. Wow.
Sly was black.
Wow.
But, you know, we love Sly, dog. But he catered. Did you say he catered to white people?
Nah, you're not going to say that about Sly and the Family. That's one of the blackest groups of all time.
Okay,
right
then you can't put a label on it, man.
Oh, Living Color.
Living Color. You can't put a label on it. Even our boy Ice-T did a little punk rock thing for a minute. Remember he brought that little...
Yeah, he had that Cop group. Killer.
Yeah, Cop Killer. Now, that was for white people.
You
but...
you are so wrong.
That was for white people, but he did it, and some black people say, you know what? This is like, there ain't no black punk bands. This could be... you know, one of the first things that they tried to do. It didn't kick off.
Real quick, because I only got 60 seconds here. Do me a favor and define what black music is. Try. I want to hear you try.
Like you and Robin said earlier, if I'm black and I decide to make music, that's black music to me.
Right, okay.
Be it Harry Belafonte, be it Quincy Jones, be it Rick James or Jimi Hendrix.
Okay. Darius Rucker making black music?
You ain't gonna put no label on me.
Darius Rucker making black music?
Darius Rucker went to a country style. He went to a country style, but, you know, so did Charlie Pride and was it Lead Belly back in the day?
You are on fire right now. Charlie Pride is a good one.
Yeah, I love my music, man. Who you talking to?
Urban Spencer, by the way, says the fifth dimension, Dionne Warwick.
Dionne Warwick.
Dionne Warwick.
It's a good point. And then what about in current days, modern days, The Weeknd? The Weeknd.
Okay.
He is the epitome of, I mean, he's a black man. And he's the epitome of everybody going to his concerts.
Black people don't rock with that cat at all.
Well, did you see Twitter would say otherwise or Instagram would say otherwise? People, all kind of black people at his concerts, but a whole bunch of white people at his concerts too.
Exactly.
I don't know any black people rock with that cat.
Yeah, no, there's a bunch. Singing his songs and stuff. I was like, oh.
Okay.
I don't,
but
so
you cannot put I don't believe in the labels, man. Get rid of who's that say? Get rid of the labels. That's Wu-Tang, ain't it?
Yeah.
Get rid of the label. Yeah. Get rid of the labels.
Give him Raj call of the night. That's one of your best calls ever. Wow.
Thank you, Imran.
And I see you was hiding last night when we was talking church last night. You was hiding in the bushes. I see.
Oh, I told you I'm not good. I'm not getting that. That's too much controversy.
Okay.
You can't get involved no more.
You know how I feel. Hey, accept Christ and live. Everything else is bourgeois. So
I said you're good so far. You're having a good call. Leave it there and get off the phone, okay?
I'm gone. I'll go. Two fingers.
All right, okay. Talk to you later. 1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, we will jump into some Upon Further Review clips. We got to do it as we head for the weekend. KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about. Stay there.
Nighttime is the right time for Danny Morrison on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Mike Island, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Damar Hamlin's Buffalo Bills number 3 jersey is topping Fanatics sales. The online retailer says it plans to donate all proceeds from the jersey sales to Hamlin's Toy Drive. President Biden will mark the 2-year anniversary of the attack on the U.S. Capitol Friday. He's expected to award the Presidential Citizens Medal, the second highest civilian honor, to law enforcement officers who defended the building on January 6, 2021. He'll also present medals to election workers and officials who rejected efforts by former President Trump to overturn the results of the 2020 election. Delta will begin offering free Wi-Fi on its flights starting February 1st. CEO Ed Bastian said most of its flights in the U.S. will have the service next month. More flights will then be adding it by the week. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Island from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
We've all felt the impact of rising food prices. For families in poverty, they're facing malnutrition and even death. You can feed a family for a month with your $50 donation to Compassion International. Just text the word radio to 97646.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at KBLA 1580.
Follow the leader.
Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
When you're the victim of a car accident, who goes to bat for you is crucial. We're MVP accident attorneys, the personal injury pros. Hiring the right law firm can be the difference between a rewarding settlement and striking out. When it comes to getting the maximum compensation you deserve, our team hits it out of the park. Call the pros at MVP Accident Attorneys at 833-MVP-WINS for a free case review. Call 833-MVP-WINS.
Call me your MVP.
On Sunday, January 15th at 4 p.m., SCLC Southern California presents Moving into the Promise of the Beloved Community at the 52nd Annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Legacy Celebration. President William D. Smart invites you to attend the celebration on Dr. King's birthday, Sunday, January 15th, 4 p.m. at the Sheraton LAX, 6101 West Century Boulevard. This year's event will honor community members who have made a significant impact in 2022, including our own Tavis Smiley, who will also deliver the keynote address. For tickets, call 213-268-3082 or email Pastor Smart at sclc-sc.org. That's 213-268-3082 or email Pastor Smart at sclc-sc.org. Don't miss SCLC Southern California's 52nd Annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Legacy Celebration, Sunday, January 15th, 4 p.m. at the Sheraton LAX.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that when we fight, we win. Community Coalition trains activists and organizers in order to support power building with Black, Brown, Indigenous, and people of color. Community Coalition works to help transform the social and economic conditions in South LA that foster addiction, crime, violence, and poverty by building a community institution that involves thousands in creating, influencing, and changing public policy. Founded by Karen Bass in 1990, Community Coalition was born as an African American and Latino organization with the goal of turning hopelessness and despair into action. The activism of the Community Coalition's members and community residents has almost solely stimulated economic recovery in South LA for decades, generating billions of dollars by redirecting them to South LA schools and foster care. In addition, Community Coalition offers amazing mind, body, soul resources, advocacy, and policy work, and has a robust and active membership body. To become a member, get a referral, or get support for your nonprofit, visit cocosouthla.org. That's cocosouthla.org, or call 323-750-9087. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
In recent editions of the Los Angeles Standard newspaper, read about Karen Bass's plan to curb crime and homelessness. Black merchants purchase a building in Leimert Park Village. The California Task Force to Study Reparations report. Local HBCU advocates Brandon Miller and Nicole Ford jump the broom. Interior designer Tamara Marie creates environments in people's homes that invoke positive emotions. Black alumni from UCLA and USC's annual joint football tailgate. Introductory aviation and aerospace programs for Black youth. The Handy Foundation trains people of color for behind-the-scenes jobs in the film industry. Black-owned LA Grind Coffee and Tea Bar in Mid-City. And Black-owned 1010 Wine and Events in Inglewood. Read about these stories at www.lastandardnewspaper.com.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
Wanted me, I wish I knew. I wish I knew you wanted
Andy on fire tonight.
I wish I knew.
Robin brought us this track.
I wish I knew you wanted me. What you what you do? Made a move, could've made a move. If I knew, I'd be with you. Is it too late to pursue? I bite my tongue, it's a bad habit. Kinda mad that I didn't take a step at it. Thought you were too good for me, my dear. Never gave me time of day, my dear. It's okay, things happen for reasons that I think are sure. Yeah, I wish I knew. I wish I knew you wanted me. I wish I knew. I wish I knew you wanted me. I wish I knew. Yeah, I wish I knew you wanted me. I wish I knew you wanted me.
Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. It's a Thursday night, can you tell? Showing Robin some nasty.
That's actually very nasty.
It's very gross on Instagram. Some of the things that people be posting on Instagram is just really, really crazy.
It is.
But it's Thursday night. We just relaxing, doing our thing. What's the name of that cat again? He's from LA, right? What's his name?
Yeah. What is his name?
Steve
Lacy.
Lacy. Now, some would say,
Number one song on the Billboard R&B charts.
So how can you say it's white music if it's on that chart?
Right.
Or is he on that chart just because he's black?
Exactly. That's what we would like to know.
That's why we're all messed up.
Who is on the board? Who decides the Billboard chart? And then what is the defining factors to land you there? Is it sales, streaming?
Color?
Yeah, that too. I really want to know.
I don't know.
You know what I would really love to do? I would love to have an inside look and meeting and maybe interview with all of the big organizations' board members. Think about it. The Grammys. Think about anybody who's behind the charts of things that are important. The Billboard charts, the whatever it is. I would love to see who are the people behind it and then get to talk to them and to find out what are their qualifications for certain, awards or things like that. That is very interesting.
Well, the Billboard is easy because it goes by numbers. Period. They go by sales, or streams these days.
Yeah,
the
streaming and sales.
Like American Music Awards.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It depends on who you know.
I think so.
Or who you take money from.
Ambiguous. It feels ambiguous, but that's what I'm saying. I feel like maybe they have some standards. Maybe I just like to know what they are.
By the way, this is random, but I'm in the car today and I'm listening to, it was a radio show or whatever. I think it was a podcast, right? So Tupac's Keep Your Head Up comes up and they start playing the song. And then they started playing Brenda's Got a Baby. And so the guy comes on and goes, do you know who sings the hook on those songs? And I go, who does sing the hook? Have you ever thought about it? Who is that? Brenda's gotta. Do you know? Or keep your head up, child. Things. Do you know who that is?
No, who is it?
That is Dave Hollister.
Oh, you know what? I knew that was Dave Hollister.
Did
but
you?
the Keep Your Head Up?
Both of those are Dave.
No, Keep Your Head Up, I knew, but Brenda's Got a Baby.
That's
Dave also
Hollister
Dave Hollister?
Too. I did not know that until today.
I didn't know that part. But I knew Keep Your Head Up was Dave Hollister. Dave Hollister is very underrated. He's got one of the best voices, period.
We debate sometimes who's the best male voice of the 90s. Listen.
Dave Hollister, you could definitely put him in that conversation.
He's definitely up in there. Can we get into these clips? Let's do it. We're actually going to do it. All right. Check it out, y'all. Upon further review, clips that you have all have sent us over the past 2 weeks, it was even prior to Christmas, to be honest, clips that extend the conversation on some of the topics we've touched on recently on the Danny Mo Show. And the first clip tonight, this is a men's advocate, he calls himself. And he's asking a simple yet controversial question: should there be mandatory DNA testing at birth for women? Listen.
Anywhere from 5 to 30% of the general population, men are raising and paying for children that are not theirs and don't know. According to the American Association of Blood Banks, between 25 and 30% of the males who are accused of being the father, they take a paternity test and find out they did not do it.
Are you for mandatory DNA testing at birth?
I am absolutely on record as saying that if we want to prevent the problem of having men challenge paternity later down the road, then let's apply a proactive solution. Automatic DNA testing at birth would work to help two things. One, we would assure that the right parents were named on the birth certificate. Two, it would stop paternity fraud and take the profit out of paternity fraud.
But so many women's groups say this wouldn't be fair. You're acting like you don't trust the mother. Why do you think they say that?
It's a red herring. It takes away from the focus of, well, who's the one person who has all of the information about potential fathers or the paternity candidate? It is the child's mother. And currently, in most places, she has no duty to disclose that, well, wait a minute. Well, my husband's not really my child's father. My boyfriend is. Like, well, wait, lady. But you're married. You forgot that you were married? No.
Wow.
It's like, I'm not married, but my wife is. So wow. I bring it to you. You heard the figures, 5% to 30%. Pretty wide varying degree of a percentage there. Be that as it may. Is it crazy?
No. I actually think it's a wonderful idea.
That surprises me.
I think it's a really great idea. And, I mean, I think women should or could get outside of their feelings of, like, you don't trust me now. Definitely some people are going to get caught up out there. That's where the issue is going to come in.
You ain't swabbing me. And you ain't swabbing me.
Yes,
Get that away from me right now.
Sir, you are violating my space, sir. Give me 5 feet, sir. Give me 5 feet. Ma'am, 5 feet. I know. I mean, that's going to be a lot of women who are creeping out there, right? So I can see that. I can see that being a thing. But I also say it would prevent so many unnecessary things that happen later on in life, where a man is taking care of a child that's not his own, and preventing the real biological father from being involved in the child's life.
True.
Maybe that father doesn't even know that kid exists. In addition to the fact for the child to know, I think about the whole ancestry thing and how cool it is if you find out, when you find out different things about your real, ancestors out there through DNA and things like that. It's really awesome. So to sort of the paper trail, going forward, moving down the line, I think it would be really awesome. I think it's just one of those things that we'll get over. Women will get over, but I do think it'll be controversial.
Very well said. I have a question for you, and I think we got time. You can answer it. If a man is paying child support for a child until they're 18 years old, and he finds out after they turn 18 that it's not his child, should he be able to sue?
That's such a loaded question, and the reason is,
on
one hand, yeah, it does, and on one hand, you say that you have a point and a reason, a valid reason to sue, that you have been paying for this child who is not biologically yours. However, if you had taken on the responsibility and treated that child as yours, and that child knew no difference, that you were that child's father, and you spent time with the kid, you raised the kid, then technically that's your child.
That's exactly what the courts say, by the way.
Yeah.
They say you acted as that child's father.
Let me tell you who has a right to sue.
Who?
The actual biological child or father. If
who's he gonna sue?
The mom.
For money?
Yeah. You prevented me from spending 18 years.
Punitive damages.
Absolutely.
That's fair.
Absolutely. But ironically, I don't think the child's father who raised the kid and it's not his child could sue or should be able to sue because you got that time.
Right.
You got that time. That is your kid, right? But the biological father, if he didn't know, I think, has the right to sue.
What if she didn't know?
There we get a little tricky.
I'm just,
we getting tricky.
you know what I'm saying?
A little, yeah, no.
What if them two cats look a lot alike? What if they're brothers? I mean, come on.
Oh man, come on. Why you doing her
like
that? Why you doing her like
she
that?
Out there.
You
She
ain't
been
gotta-
out there. That's all I'm saying.
Why you got to do her like that?
She don't even know who the daddy is.
This is let me tell you. Let me get this comment out from Urban Spencer, who says there is so much focus on the women. One thing he mentioned is that the men can't deny and shirk their responsibility. Their responsibility. Yeah, I mean it's true. There really is so much focus on women.
Yeah, but it's unfair if we come to you and go, give me that DNA test, I need one. Y'all gonna think that we are just dogs in dirt. Come on, let's keep it real up in it. We can't even ask for one.
Yeah.
So what do we do? It's
very true. That is it's very true, and it's so unfortunate because women, we automatically feel attacked. What do you mean? And so how do you right that wrong, or how do you where's the compromise there? I think the compromise is when it's no longer in your hands, man or woman. I think if it becomes law that there's a mandatory DNA, then we can't we can't have that any compromise. No one can get their feelings hurt because it's not up to me.
It's law. When we come forward, we've got the second piece of audio that you need to hear. We're doing Upon Further Review clips right now. Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580, Thursday night. We got a lot to talk about. Stay there.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles.
From middays to nighttime.
Like George and Wheezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
January 6th committee condemns Donald Trump, referring him to the Department of Justice as a central cause of the insurrection in a sweeping report. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News. 160 pages, and the committee labels Trump as the central cause of the January 6th attack on the Capitol. Charges include obstruction of an official proceeding, conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy to make a false statement, insurrection, and more. The committee said others also warrant referral, though those individuals were not specified. The January 6th committee conducted 9 public hearings presenting testimony from more than 70 witnesses regarding its investigation into the attack, 30 of which pled the Fifth Amendment. What do you believe will be the outcome of this? We want to know. Find this story on our social media pages on all socials at KBLA 1580.
It's coming.
Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am.
Jacarius Johnson's New Jack City, Big Daddy Kane, Stretch from Naughty by Nature, Flex Alexander, the original G Money, Alan Payne, and Gary Dourdan. January 20th through 22nd at the Orpheum Theater. Tickets at Ticketmaster.
Central Neighborhood Health Foundation is a full-service network of federally qualified health care centers that serves local communities throughout Los Angeles, Riverside, and San Bernardino counties. CNHF clinics provide low-cost to no-cost, compassionate, comprehensive, quality health care, which includes primary care services for chronic disease and diabetes management, pediatric and women's services, preventive care, vision and dental screenings, COVID-19 testing and vaccines, flu vaccines, behavioral health, HIV, and substance use services. Virtual telehealth visits are available from the comfort of your home with highly qualified physicians and medical professionals. CNHF also provides peer support specialist training and help with housing navigation. Central Neighborhood Health Foundation. Your wellness is our priority. Comprehensive care built on trust and respect. For more information, visit cnhfclinics.org or call 213-536-5815 today to locate a clinic near you.
I'm Dr. Erica Pond with the California Department of Public Health, reminding you of ways to help stop the spread of COVID and other viruses this winter. Boost your immunity by staying up to date with COVID boosters and flu shots. Wash your hands often with soap and warm water for at least 20 seconds. Cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. And protect others by staying home and testing for COVID when sick. More tips at covid19.ca.gov. Brought to you by CDPH.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
You actually hear Robin and I sitting there talking about how many apps we have, how many streaming apps we have at home, and we were naming them all. It is so sad that we have so many.
It's crazy.
But is it cheaper than having cable?
I don't know. At the end of the day, when you start adding up all the different streaming services, $5 here, $9.99 or whatever it is, $7.99. It's just, it all adds up.
Disney Plus.
Yes, it's another one.
Wow. Let's get into the second clip, though. All right. This is R&B artist Monica. By the way, is this edited, sir? You sure? Okay. This is R&B artist Monica. She drops a little bomb in there about fumbling the bag that went viral a couple weeks ago. Great advice as we move into the new year. Check it out.
I'm going to say it again. People always talking about fumbling the bag. Y'all be talking about money. I ain't talking about money. I'm talking about fumbling people of value. Fumbling people that you meet one time in a lifetime. People that you don't get twice. Energies that you can't find elsewhere. People that'll sacrifice for you, love for you, fight for you, do for you, and then you on them. You can't where you sleep and not expect to smell like poo.
Whoop. Is For You I Will black music?
Yeah. Wasn't that written by Diane Warren?
Yes, that's right.
Wasn't that written by her?
Also from the Space Jam soundtrack. So, I Believe I Can Fly and For You I Will, are those black music songs?
I think so.
Okay. What'd you think of Monica, what she said?
She ain't never lied.
There's
a bunch of people who fumbled me.
Go on, preach.
There's a bunch of people who fumbled me, for real. Like, in real life, I am really such a dope person.
Wow.
I am. But it's because there's nothing special. Well, there is something special about me. It is my light, and that I always want to see you win, right? And I'm you are in my life, and I value you. I trust you. I put so much of my energy into you, and I only have a very, very finite amount of energy that I give out because I give to myself. You know what I'm saying? So it's finite. So I use some of that energy, and if you're in my circle of people who I love and trust, you get some of that energy. It's very valuable energy, right? I think we should all be that way and feel that way about ourselves. And so because it is rare to meet someone who really has a genuine love and intention for you, when you fumble that because you start treating them regular, or you start, you don't give people the benefit of the doubt, you choose to feel like someone else will come along just like you,
right?
You fumble that, and people have fumbled me.
That's a word for the new year right there, boy. Well said. I can't tack on to that at all. Let's go with this third one. This one. This is from a cat talking about how some cats only do things for social media. I think the clip speaks for itself. Listen.
The world's so crazy due to social media and what be going on. I just feel like a lot of people is out of character, Bando. And I'm pretty sure you understand that, bro. I'm talking about as far as like basing their lives off social media. They feel like they ain't got something to post on social media. They feel like they ain't got nothing going on in life for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, weak. Like, who got jobs feel less of a man because is flying certain type of on the internet. And it's like, bro, you got annually and regularly money coming in. Some of these is capping, bro. Some of these got $800 left to their whole entire existence, and you making that weekly. You know what I'm saying? Cars, cribs, be playing for real, but social media made it to the point where you can say, I don't want no with no 9 to 5 lame, bro. Lame for real. Like, and I don't be liking it. What we got going on with me as far as music, I ain't asked for none of this. This just came about. So you might still catch me in Walmart, gas station, jumping out. I might be might be like, I ain't even know you. Like, how you don't think I come here?
Had a tough edit right there, wasn't it? I know his southern drawl maybe threw a number of you off. Basically, in a nutshell, he's saying that there's cats out there that work a 9 to 5, and they're probably making $800 a week, a real good blue-collar job. But you look on social media, and some of these cats are just on their floss and acting like they got it going on. Got $800 probably in their bank account entirely. And then we start thinking, man, I gotta go get a nicer car, or I gotta have a bigger TV, or I gotta put it on social media. I gotta have a dime on my arm. And I'm telling you, cats like that. You mentioned FOMO earlier. Happens all the time with cats these days.
Yeah. I mean, and even even more, you know what's interesting is that a lot of the times we talk about the people who are flaunting and flossing, who are not being real on social media, but we aren't talking about the people who actually do have it, right?
Come
on. You might actually do have that kind of money, and you are rolling for real those kind of cars, and you actually do own that house, right? But the thing is, because they're doing it, it shouldn't make you feel any less than that you don't have it, or that you don't, you know, you're not driving that car or living in that type of house, because we fail to understand that everybody is on a different chapter in their own books, right? My chapter is not your chapter. We should be just running our own lives, doing our own thing. But social media will have you believing that everybody should be on par with one another. And that's where we start to feel less than. And so it's funny because I remember when I was in junior high school, I learned eye makeup. I learned how to do, I was allowed to wear.
In junior high school?
In junior high, yeah, in 8th grade. So
Where
in
your
8th
mama?
grade, don't ever in your life, okay?
Where your mama letting you wear some eye makeup in 8th grade?
I'm gonna need you to pull back, sir.
That's 13 years
I'm gonna
old.
need you to fall back. Anyway, so in junior high school, I learned how to do it. I didn't say I was wearing it. I learned how to do it.
Okay.
And so, and then going into my 9th grade year as well, but I started putting eyeliner on my eyes, and I was getting compliments on putting mascara and eyeliner on, and that's all I was really doing. But I started to get compliments, and I fell in love with the idea of that's the way I look, right? So I got so almost addicted to looking at myself with eyeliner and mascara on, to the point where I wasn't even going to leave my house unless I had it on, because I felt like that was me, right?
So many compliments having it on.
So many
all the time.
compliments.
Yeah.
It's the filter. That was my filter back then. And it's so funny because I had to check myself then and realize you don't actually look like this, right? You do not look like this. You actually have a real face under there. So I had to, what do you call it? Like I had to go through the withdrawals of feeling like looking at my regular self. I took the eye makeup off and I stayed in the house and looked at myself every day like, this is what you look like, girl. You know what I'm saying? And so my point is, I think we have this facade, and it's true. That's a little bit different. I kind of went into the makeup thing, but I'm just saying, yeah, you see the point in relation to it. So
I just don't
it's
think,
jacked up.
I don't think people that have that kind of money flaunt it like that. I'm watching Diddy right now, who he didn't used to be that cat. He's becoming that cat. For some reason, he's just entering into a different stage of his life, it seems.
I feel like he's always been that guy.
Has he been flossing like that?
Yeah, he's always been that guy.
Seems like he's midlifing right now. Am I tripping?
No.
Dating all these younger women? Baddies! But he's dating all these younger women right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like he's always been that way. And thank you, Urban Spencer. I see your comment. I feel like he's always been that way. But I felt like he went undercover for a while and started doing business. Now I think he missed the being in the forefront. And so that's what we're seeing. But he's always been flossy. He's always done it. I gave you my one Diddy story. Didn't I tell you my one Diddy story?
You said you wouldn't put it on the air.
Okay, well, I mean, it's a great story.
Can we do that on Monday?
Maybe let's do it on Monday.
Y'all remind us on YouTube, because I'm going to forget. Robin has a Diddy story. I asked her to tell it before, and she said she couldn't tell it.
Did I say that?
You did that.
Okay.
You
maybe there's certain people that I didn't want to put out.
Okay.
And I'll.
Are there people you'll implicate if you tell the story?
No, I don't have to implicate these people.
Oh, you can't leave nothing out. We want all the goods.
No, I'm tell you the story.
Okay.
But I don't have to blast people.
Bomb show, y'all. We appreciate y'all on YouTube as well. Good luck. God bless. Gone. See you on Monday. Keep it on KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about. Be good.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Mike Moore, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Ukraine's President Zelensky says Russia is planning a major offensive against his country. Zelensky warned Ukrainian citizens of new mobilization processes that Russia is preparing. The president said the leaders of Russia will throw everything they have left and everyone they